are you going? I have a feeling this car behind me does not like the photo that I just filtered. Autumn decoration. I've just got done taking some photos of my boots, which might be a bit weird, but it'll make sense if you follow full throttle competitions. The current competition is for a set of these boots, and so I offered to take some photos or videos. Yes, I'm pushing it around. No, I don't want to do a U-turn. Yes, I probably could have done a U-turn. I don't care. What a day. Ooh, 15,222. Nice. I don't even know if this is going to make it into a video, but I now don't like not having a camera on when I ride, because like you never know when something's going to happen. So I'm just sort of hoping I can filter through any traffic that is out. I don't like coming out at this sort of time, but it's the only time I could, and it's raining tomorrow. Thought an air vent was open, it wasn't. It's just my visor wasn't clicked shut. Excuse me, folks. Places to be. After you. That is an orange. I will stop. I'll be a law-abiding citizen. Where the f*** are you going? I have a feeling this car behind me does not like the photo that I just filtered. This is why I do have a camera on me at all times. For those wondering, it is perfectly legal.
Now, these kinds of non-events happen all the time. I was quite fortunate to get it on camera, because then I can talk about it, and we can sort of talk about not only what the car driver was probably doing or not doing, but also what I could have done differently. It's these kinds of situations that you only really learn from when you get in, but it would also be very handy to see before you get in one, you know, on the off chance you want to learn before the fact, and that can only happen if someone like me films it and then uploads it onto the internet for all of your judgment. So here we are. We've already seen me filter past this Range Rover once, so they have seen a bike in the surroundings. Usually that might make someone a bit more aware of bikes, but who knows, maybe they don't like bikes, maybe they think I'm wrong for filtering, maybe they weren't paying attention. All very real situations. We then get to the next stretch of dual carriageway. I'm chilling in the left lane, going 70, and Speedy Gonzales comes up on my right, and then we meet again at the red light. We actually haven't had like any sort of confrontation up to that point. I haven't really noticed that car in particular. It's just another car on the road, and I didn't put the pieces together until I rewatched the video and I sort of saw that it was the same car. But obviously then we get to the point where I'm filtering up, and I stop before the lorry and the large vehicle. Some bikers might have gone through, but I'd seen the light go orange and green. I didn't want to put myself between two big vehicles as they were starting to move off, so I held back. One thing I will say right from the start is when I stopped there, I had presumed the car had seen me, and most of the times when you filter like that, the car then allows you a bit of space to move. What I should have done is position myself more into the middle of the lane. That roundabout is 3 lanes. There are old markings on the floor, but you can kind of see the new markings are clear. There are 3 lanes, we're in the middle one, and they both, the left and the middle one, go off onto the A14. So what I should have done is when I filtered past the Land Rover or the Range Rover and stopped there, I should have probably positioned myself further in to the middle of the lane, so that if he hadn't seen me, it would have given him more of a chance to see me. However, if he hadn't have heard me with my exhaust right next to him, I know loud pipes don't save lives all the time, but when it's right next to you, you can hear it. So there's the case of, did he not see me because I'm over in the far left and maybe his bonnet covered the majority of the bike and he just wasn't looking over to the left? Did he see me and think, I'm going to get past her because she's filtered and I don't like that? Or did he see me and think I was in the left-hand lane because I was too close to the middle of the 2 lanes, I think, for that to be completely obvious I was taking the same lane. However, the actions he then takes afterwards kind of makes me think he either is not very aware of spatial awareness or the fact that you need to leave space between vehicles, or he just doesn't like bikes. So anyway, we set off. I realised, because I always, before I move into the middle of the lane, I do a lifesaver to make sure that the car isn't coming up next to me. Spoiler, he was. So then I acted accordingly and zipped ahead of him to get into the middle of my lane. And from then on, I sort of take a more defensive position. I'm trying to dominate most of the lane. As we're going round the roundabout, I see this Range Rover in my mirror, again, very close. The fact that you can see the car in my mirror from the angle that the camera is at shows how close he is. So either he doesn't care for stopping distances or he just wants to be a bit annoyed. Who knows? Then we come off and he's flitting between my mirrors again, and stays close to me throughout the whole of the slip road. And as I'm turning onto the dual carriageway, that road stays as it is, but I'm wanting to move out onto the outside. As I go to overtake the lorry, he pulls out at the exact same time. That could be coincidence, or it could be, right, let's try and get around this biker again. Oh wait, she's already gone out as well. And rather embarrassingly for him, my Ninja 250 pulled away. Anyway, then from that point, I get away. I move into the right lane, I just keep up with the flow of traffic and just get away from him. And he actually moved then into the left lane. So who knows? Could have been a non-event. This guy could have not even cared that a bike was there and was just in his own little world. But I think it's quite important, or just nice, for someone else to see this and maybe not have to experience it before it happens, and know that when you're filtering, be aware that not everyone might like it, even though it is perfectly legal. And if you do what I didn't do, and hang on, does that make sense? Do what I recommend I did, and stay in the middle of the lane, or try and get further into the middle of the lane. Don't give them as much of an opportunity to try and get round you. Don't get bullied from other road users. Stand your ground, but also don't get into stupid situations. So, defensive riding. Hopefully that helps. Let me know your thoughts. But it's just a small little non-event I thought I would share, so that someone else might take something from that. Alright. Ride safe, everyone. Goodbye.